What's up, guys? Super Anime Store Podcast today, Super Chat. I'm your host, Justin. Carlos isn't with us today, but we are here with Mochi, otherwise known as
MochiFishi.
Raphaella. So this is kind of a face reveal. This is kind of big for you.
Here it is.
This is a big debut. You have a webtoons comic named Koi Boy,
Yeah.
and 170 or more chapters than that.
Yeah, like 180, something around
Yeah,
there.
I was trying to read all of them before
That's
you
okay,
came
it's a
to
lot.
catch up. Yeah. So, you're a cool artist. Pretty cool. You draw your own, comic manga.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get started in this?
It's a long story. Like, I guess how I started art is like how I started that.
Yeah.
So I started art a long time when I was very small, like super small. But comics, I only got into because of Webtoon. Like, when I came across that platform, I was like, oh, people are making comics. I didn't even know that was a thing, like, online comics.
Yeah, I remember when Webtoon first came out. It was kind of pretty cool to see, like, if you had a friend or something, like, you could even just, scan what you drew on paper and post it on Webtoon. People would read it. I mean, now it's all completely digital.
It is, yeah.
But you brought a book here, and this is something that I'll do like a section part where they get to jump to and they can see everything. So we'll flip through the book and show so tell us a little bit about this book.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I did that when I was like 6 or something in elementary school. Oh my god. They give you a lot of art projects in school, I realized.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I was like, wow, maybe that helped. But we were tasked with making a little story, and then we would read it to the younger classes. I don't know what grade that was. It probably says it there. But so you get to pick the prompt or whatever. I don't know. The first thing that came to my head was maybe like something I saw. Like as a little girl, I saw little ants or whatever. And they were like carrying the crumbs, and I was baffled. Like, wow, they're so small, but they can carry crumbs. So I was like, oh my god, I'll write that in like a little story or whatever. And I kept writing little stories throughout like the elementary school years, and my teacher would be like, oh my god, that's so cool, you should do that. And I'm like, nah, here I am.
So this is one of your little stories titled The Little Ant.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. And so this is kind of like, what gave you your format today. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, so now you write the stories, the next book, which we won't show. We only show the front of. Because there's spoilers, right.
Spoilers.
So this is you write every single comic out in there first.
Everything. I have to see it, so I have to write it down, like each frame or whatever you call it, panel. I write every single one, even the little details, just so I could, like, if I forget a story, because sometimes I'll sleep and I'll dream of a scenario. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. So I get up, I put on the flashlight, I just write in the dark, and so every little detail is in.
So how long have you been writing for?
In that book?
Yeah.
I think like a year or some, but like I'm scared of being caught up, so I probably have like 100 more than what I've got. Like right now we're at like I think 180 something on Webtoon, and I'm at like 250. So I'm just like I'm scared.
Oh, because right now you have a good schedule of being ahead, but you want to write ahead so you can draw ahead and still stay on top of that schedule. It's interesting.
That's what I did in the beginning too, because I was like so scared of getting caught up, especially since I do 2 episodes a week.
Okay.
And people are like, oh my god, isn't that scary? I'm like, it is a little scary. But if you just pace yourself and like have more than what you need, then you don't have to be worried about it.
What about, so now the planner is probably what keeps you ahead of your schedule, on your schedule, which you also brought, and that we can kind of show, which is pretty interesting. It shows like when you draw them right, and like when they're like your due date for yourself, and that's pretty cool, keeping yourself managed. And obviously you guys can see, hopefully if it's still on, which it is.
Yes.
On her tablet, you can see Koi Boy, and this is the first sketch.
First draft,
This is the first draft of Koi Boy, so you have a lot of the beginning steps here too. Wow. So, what made you want to start a Webtoons?
Well, I came across it, and I was like, oh my god! I didn't know those were artists, like human people. Well, obviously everyone's human, but people like me who are artists and they put up their stories. I thought it was maybe like a corporation company that was pumping out stories, and I was like, oh
like
my God.
like a shonen.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, cool. But then I heard about Canvas, and I was like, what's that? And I saw it was artists who were putting stories together, and I was like, oh my God, people can do that? Like, I could do that? And so my sister said, why don't you do that? You draw. And I was like, I do draw, but I don't know if I'm capable of this. And she's like, let's try it out. So actually, the first story wasn't about Koi Boy. I had another webtoon before this one, so...
You mentioned before we started.
Yeah. It was about a boy and his dog. And they lived in an apartment that was kind of shanty, and it was a lot of, like, mishaps. But, I didn't really like that one. I felt like it was too, almost relatable, and it was kind of scary. So I was like,
You didn't want to put yourself too much into your work.
It felt strange, and I was like, and it was like kind of not like unfortunate stories, but it was just like inconvenient stories.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like his tire would be flat or something.
Oh.
Like the ants would steal all the food or something. More ants. But I don't know. It started to not feel right. So I think I took a break for a little while, and when I get like aggravated, I draw. So I was just drawing, and how Koi Boy started, actually, I was drawing koi fish, just regular koi fish, and it wasn't coming out right, and I was like, I can't even draw fish. And so I erased it, and I drew this little like blob shape, like a body with like little legs, and I was like, oh my God, it looks kind of cute. And I was still thinking of the koi fish, so I was like,
so you added the features on top of the blob.
I added the fin, yeah.
Okay,
and then I was like, oh my God, maybe I could color it koi fish colors. So then it started off red, and he's not red anymore. He's like pinkish kind of color, but
more koi fish color.
Yeah. So I put like that bright red and those little black legs, and I was like, oh my God, I kind of like him. And I went to Discord with one of my friends, and I was like, oh my God, look. And he's like, he's so cute. I'm like, I know, right? And I kept doing that, and I felt like that joy, and I was like, I kind of want to feel this when I draw.
Right, not the relatableness, like, scariness side with the dog and the other kid. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, did you have a following from the first webtoon?
I think a little bit. I'm sorry to you guys. I kind of just left. But it was, I think it was like 25. And I think there was 5 chapters. Like, it wasn't long. It was,
okay.
It was 1 episode a week, so I think I did it for 5 weeks, and then I just kind of fell off that one, so.
And then you decided to start this one, and then, is there like any moment particularly that, so you just, and we're posting on a webtoon, that it just somehow blew up, or just something that you did to advertise, or?
I knew nothing about webtoon when I posted. It took me like so long to figure out how to format like the whole thing, and I was just like, oh gosh. But they have events, and there's one called, I think, Canvas Coin Day, and for that, like, now they do it every Sunday, but I think that particular time, it was happening like within the whole week. So since I post twice, it was like, oh my God, like there was traffic, and so I posted, and I think I was at like 48 people at the time, and I was like, cool, we're doing great. And in that same hour, it became 200, and I was like, what did I do? And then the next, I don't know, a few days, it was like 500. I was like, oh my God.
So your following came from these events. So go into how does the event work specifically?
For webtoon, when you read like a certain amount of chapters or like certain genres, you'll get little points, and then at the end of the points, you get like a coin, like a currency. I haven't used any of my currencies yet. I'm not really sure how to use them, but I think you can use them to access like extra episodes to certain webtoons. So if you read on Canvas Coin Day, you get those little benefits, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, yeah, it works out.
Oh, and so the people just, that's how they got into your thing by using the coins. You probably cash out those coins somehow.
Maybe.
Because since you're an artist, and you're creating a story. So, with the webtoon and the Instagram, do you see that from, I guess, your specific community, do you see them, like, transfer over nicely from the webtoon?
They come like, especially when I say, oh, I posted this thing. if you guys want to see it, and then they'll come over and I'll be like, hi guys, like it's really cute, and the webtoon community is super nice. Like everyone, I'm so happy I went there. Like I don't know what I would have done because I didn't know about this sort of thing, but going to webtoon and meeting all the other artists and all the other readers, like the readers are so nice, like they're so cute, and initially I was a little scared of interacting with the community because I was like, oh, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, just seeing the feedback and like getting to know the other creators and stuff, it's just like, wow, everyone's just genuine and it's like nice and everyone's like
in this community, the anime community can sometimes be called, well, not the anime but the manga reading comic book world community can be called toxic sometimes, but that's when you're online, right? Like in person, everyone in this community can like, especially in the business aspect and all this other stuff, we're very like kind and nice to each other. It's all because it's all about like progressing everyone's work, especially artwork, which is cool. I mean, that's what anime is, which we sell tons of, right? Yeah, there's all this art on the wall, So you can hold them. They're totally yes.
Is this Toga?
No, not from My Hero. That's from some like rom-com that I watched.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
They're all so cute.
Gojo.
I'm gonna hold this one. Who's that over there?
This is Kaguya from Love is War.
She's so cute too.
I usually hold her every podcast. They're probably like, he's gonna end up holding her at some point. Yeah.
We will hold them.
Because she just has like her little like
little pom-pom
things. Yeah, they're like my hands rest on them just like that. Do you make any money off of what you do?
Yeah. There's the ad revenue. It's not like a lot, but it's there. And there's this reward
and this is just
event.
for Webtoon?
Yeah. There's a reward event going around that they pay you like every so often for making a certain quota for like views.
Okay.
Yeah. And all those little events really helped. So I got to those little perks and whatever. There's another one. I haven't applied for that one. I'm not sure if I qualify. I have to read into it more.
Right.
There's another one. So maybe I'll look into that one too. But.
So this has been, it's been kind of, it's stable, is it, like it's reliable, and so, with a community, you have 700 followers on Instagram, and so that transfers over to you have 700 readers on Webtoon. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I think it's kind of hard, nowadays to ignore the rain.
Oh,
you guys
I'm
hear
sorry.
it. Yeah. No, not you, them. Yeah. But, because we had construction work the other day, we don't even know if it was picked up in the podcast. So that's cool. So it's cool that you have 700 followers that continue to read. Like, it's like your entire following is...
My loyal peeps.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. I guess it's... For me, I rarely see that, like when you follow someone on Instagram, you follow like 20 other people. Yeah. For them, that's like, they see you and they're like, they make that part of their day to go read it. Like, for them, it's...
Oh my God. It's so... Like, each one... Like, and 15,500 something, wherever Webtoon is right now. Like, I sit down and I draw and I think about it, like, every single number is a person. And that person has a whole life.
Oh, so there's 15,000 more on Webtoon.
Yeah, Webtoon itself has 15,000 something. Yeah, so... And it's like, it's crazy because every one of those numbers belongs to somebody, and it's a person with a life who's using some of that time to read Boy Boy.
So hopefully, there's another 800 people who don't know of your Instagram.
That's true.
Who you are. So, okay, cool. That's pretty unique. I wonder if, when we post it today, that we did a podcast and everything, and we'll do like the little thumbnail photo thing. Yeah. We'll post that and share. I wonder if any of our followers read it, don't even follow you.
That's true.
And then we're like, I could follow. Yeah. That's cool. Cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that, you can create this content and then now have this following. It's pretty interesting. Do you feel it's very a stable income?
Yeah, I know that I could be doing more for it because it's just my fear that's eating away at me because I could probably produce more, but I'm happy where I am, of course. Like, I'm definitely happy. Like, it brings me a lot of joy knowing that starting from there has brought me here when I didn't even know that would happen.
Is this your career now? Or are you in school for studying anything else, or no? Like, this is what you're doing? I'm
in school for graphic design.
Right,
so I haven't gotten my degree yet. But I was going for graphic design. I changed it to business. That makes sense.
It's just more of my field of what you kind of find it. So that's why I find it so interesting. Like, you've already found it. Mm. You're like, like that's really cool to see. And especially when I was in classes with people, I was more of like a marketing artist. So like I like doing like flyers, business cards.
That's fun stuff. That's the fun stuff.
No, well, it gets fun in a stressful way. Yeah. But I would see everyone drawing like their comics and stuff, and it's like really cool. Mm-hmm. I love like tablet drawn art. I don't know if you they're on Instagram. They're draw free. It's like 4 of them, and they all draw on the screen. They all have like drawing challenges every episode.
Snap.
You should probably check them out. They're really cool.
Yeah.
I love watching them on YouTube. You should probably we can talk about ideas after this.
You got it.
Yeah. I always after every podcast I always do like a few little ideas to help everyone's like
that's so cute.
business.
Okay.
But so in that sense, you plan on ever marketing Koi Boy to a higher extent? You said you feel like you are a little bit afraid of pushing it, but like this is something that you could be a vendor at a con as well as selling like your books. Mm-hmm. I know like your style particularly is very picked up with both children and adults.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you read Therapy Dinosaur.
Oh yes, I love that one.
I got that from my partner, and like we'll read that book, and it's like we're adults.
It's
like
cute,
right,
though.
yeah.
It's super cute.
So it's like I think you can like hit that standard as well. So I think that's pretty sick, because I have to say, if like a reoccurring 15,000 people reading every chapter. It's impressive, like you should know like when you're, pretty really good. So it is sick. Like everyone we're getting on here is like has an interesting story and everything. We're not just you draw comics, but then like it's you're actually posting it and living the thing. So that's pretty interesting. Do you feel any struggles of like the artist world? Do you feel like you've can you relate to any stories of like any comic book legends or?
I definitely feel like the what's that called, the when you see everyone else's art and you're just like, oh gosh, like you start doubting yours. What is that called? Imposter syndrome.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's like your insecurities.
Oh, well, yeah. That's probably it. But yeah, I do get that every now and then. But. Like I take a break when especially like sometimes, even when I draw and I'm drawing and it's not coming out the way I want it. Mm-hmm. I've learned it in myself to like, okay, if I'm getting aggressed or something, I need to put it down and I'll just stop and I'll just watch something on YouTube and then I'll come back to it, and then when I come back it's fresh. So I found a way to like get over those little like hiccups and stuff. But like every now and then you're like, oh, I don't know if my art is good enough, or I don't know if I'm feeling it, but I've recently haven't been feeling that, and I think it's because I'm looking back at my old drawings and my old past, and I feel like in that moment, where I was back then, I would look at this moment and be like, wow, why can't I draw like that? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm at that point, so I should be proud for where I came, and like it's all jotted down in that book. Like I started at 3 that one day because it was like my sister and one of my friends and me. And then it just blew up, and every time I feel that doubt, I'm like, I look back at like the progress I've made and the people.
All the work,
I feel like, well, why should I be doubting myself? Because here I am with all this and valid people and valid opinions, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I think it's very, very awesome that, you know, the communities that, like, you know, our store's a part of and you're a part of, like, they're similar. You know, you have like that kawaii style to it, and it's very drawing to the eyes. You know, like, you just want to look at it and be like, it's interesting. You know, so. Like, you know, like sometimes when I'm looking at people's, you know, Instagrams before we meet them, you know, just to scan out a little bit and, you know, see like some of the work you've done. But when I was on the webtoon, it had such a nice, easy flow, I want to say, that you actually have on it. So it's very easy to read. It's not like a chore. I do, like, it's very just scroll, yep, next one.
That's
you know?
it,
Yeah, so I think with the many chapters you have out, I think definitely, like, you could probably start venturing to some other things. Yeah. But obviously, once you feel like, again, caught ahead of yourself,
I definitely want to expedite things because I have gotten people ask me for, you know, merch. And I was like, oh my god, I really as myself, I really want it, and like I just need to do the research and stuff. Like
probably a plushie first.
Yes, I want to make like just a head. Just a little head, and then so you can just like hold it around,
just
or like a big
head.
one so you can sleep on it. I want that so bad.
Yeah, no, I think it's very possible to get that stuff. Like I said, we can go like your questions. I'll show you like everything, but
yeah, and another thing that happened that was crazy for like the boom of like subscribers or stuff. Like there was this thing, and I came home from hanging out with my friends. And I got a message on Instagram, and one of my friends said, oh my god, you're on Staff Picks. And I was like, what is Staff Picks? Like, what is that? And then she showed me that it's, I think there's like 4 people in charge of what goes on the front page of Webtoon, because there's like a front page for Canvas. And it was there. And I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, oh my god. And people started coming, and I was like, oh my god, like what is going on?
What's Canvas you've mentioned? Is that something on Webtoon?
Yeah, Webtoon Original is like a completely different thing from Webtoon Canvas. Canvas is like like myself, I'll publish the episodes, but
it's kind of like YouTube Studio for YouTubers.
Probably, yeah.
So it's like we get to look at YouTube a different way.
Yeah.
So you get to look at Webtoon a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a separate section, and then for Webtoon, I think that's when Webtoon gives you like a contract, and they're paying you to like make those episodes, and they start doing the publicity and stuff, and the merch and the things. Like there's a lot more to Webtoon than Webtoon Canvas, I think. So I'm not really sure on the details, but like it's a different world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but not to get into it, but you are contracted with Webtoon, or not yet?
I don't think yet. I know they do that for Webtoon, but for Webtoon Canvas, they give you a lot of leeway. So I don't think I'm under any kind of like...
Oh, I see. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain.
It's like you are contracted with Webtoon, but it's not the like Tower of God.
Exactly.
It's not the Tower of
and
God.
Lore Olympus and that sort of situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't really get into any issues at that level, but in Webtoon, you probably have some sort of like restrictions or like different sort of like situations that you could probably get away with on Canvas, but like not with Webtoon. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they partner with you more like in Webtoon. Like yeah, they probably reach out to you. Yeah. More so.
Have you so you haven't, you know, this is your first big face reveal, like showing your face to everybody that you're the artist. Who has known about like your art at least? Like, have you randomly talked to someone one day and just find out they're a fan of your work?
I haven't met anyone in person.
Yeah.
But I'll get like Instagram DMs or something, and they're like, "Oh my god, I read your webtoon. It's like amazing." I'm like, "Oh, thank you!" Like, wow, hi.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of people say like, there was this one girl, I believe it's a girl, and she said she was in class and she was going to do like a really big presentation and stuff, and she was like super nervous. And then she said that she read Koi Boy like for a little bit before she got on, and she's like, "Oh my god, it relieved me of my anxieties." I wanted to cry. I was literally like,
yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Do that for somebody is miraculous.
But that's what I meant. Like it is made for like obviously every style of art is made like for children and comedic relief, and there's like that sense where adults can like read it. Like we talked about dinosaur therapy, and it's just
so great.
like you just it's like every page is 4 panels, which is like kind of like yours. Every page is like 4 panels, and you're like, oh yeah, this works.
That's
yeah,
it. There it is. Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool to. Do you ever think of doing a collab with any of these big artists, like the ones that did dinosaur therapy, the little alien guys as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're open to it, I definitely do it. I do a couple collabs with people on Discord. There's the official Webtoon Discord. There's like some little sub hubs in Discord. So every now and then I check by and I talk to them, and they're like, "Oh my god, you want to be in this collab?" And it's like, "Oh, cool." It's like the summer sun or like fall and autumn, or it's really cute. So
that's cool.
You get to like mingle with the other kind of OCs, and you put yours.
Well, that's kind of like I don't know if you watch a lot of isekai, like ReZero.
Oh, I haven't watched
Konosuba.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a lot of that.
They do they took all those like isekais and they put them as little chibis in like the one show.
I love it.
Isekai Quartet.
Yes,
that's what
there it is. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like that's what you do with Koi Boy and other people's little characters. That's
it's so cute. It's great.
There was one I used to read Webtoons a lot. Maybe we could log into it later. But they have a lot of like small comics on there, which I think is like it was most of what I read. I read like a lot of Korean manga that people were making in Webtoon. Like I don't know if you ever saw the one on there. It was about like the wasp or ants. Like they got big. I think
the name of it.
No, I think now they're at like 1,000 or something.
Wow.
Or like probably way past that, but and so actually with your following, is there a sort of like way you can see, okay, if I have now 300 episodes out, this is how many followers I'll have? Is there like
an estimate?
Yeah.
No. Well, it really depends, because Webtoon is creating so many events and so many new factors that things could change within like the month or so.
You could even, I think you would only get more. Right?
Yeah, I guess in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, you would only, because like from what Webtoon's doing, not more of just like, because they could like advertise yours again in a different way, and now you have like 3,000 on Webtoons, and now you have that full 1,500 from now on Instagram, so it's like, I wonder, just like as you go on, how much more bigger you'll get, because landing 5-minute shorts on Crunchyroll is making it. You know what I mean?
I was like, if I ever get to that point, then I'll just, I know I made it.
But I mean, like 5-minute shorts is great. I mean, imagine like you get to be, are you from America?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm an American artist, and now your show's premiering for kids to watch with Japanese actors. It's like,
oh my God.
Isn't it? It's so crazy that it all starts with the artist.
It's amazing. Like I can't even think that far ahead, but like I get a glimpse of it, I'm just like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, I'm a huge into the future person.
I like to think of the future, definitely. I just need to make more plans for the future instead of just thinking about it.
Have you thought about Troy? Not Troy Boy. That's another thing.
Troy Boy.
I was like something on TV. Koi Boy getting animated.
I have. People have told me like, oh my God, like imagine, because Molang, like with the rabbit and the little chicken. That's on Netflix, but they have like little it's like similar style in a sense, but like it's super cutesy, and they'll have like, I don't know if they're like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it's like a Netflix original or something.
I thought about Rabbit and a Chicken. I thought about Crossy Roads.
Oh,
that's what I thought about, because you play with the rabbit and the chicken, so that's what I was thinking.
That game. I need to get into that game again.
It's a fun game.
Super cute.
But so you're saying that you there's like, you have thought about animating Koi Boy.
it's crazy to think that it could happen.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh my god, that sounds like such a huge step. Like, but.
Well, I think, our camera shut off again.
No!
So this will be the point where, we're recording, from the mic real quick.
Oh,
1 second.
no!
Yeah. I'm having problems with the camera. I don't know what happened.
I wonder how long it was off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Everything looks good.
At least that.
Yeah. So, alright, we're recording again. We'll do, I didn't really move it, so I'll just, we'll keep this going, and I'll put your art in front, so they can laugh and look, and I'll put like a little time slot so they can jump, and then we'll look. We'll actually, if you feel like it, you can send us some files, and we can post some of your art.
You got it.
During this, yeah, you'd want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool, okay. And do you want to film like a face reveal? You have like a green screen and everything. I could send it to you and you could use it for your Instagram.
I guess I should have that, right?
Yeah. I think we could do that later. We could film it, and then that way, before we post it, because this podcast is going to come out Saturday. Next Saturday.
Okay, that's fine.
Right, because even if we film like 5 in a week, it's just going to be every Saturday.
That's good, because I have plenty of time anyways, because I wanted to make a little post like, hey guys, like a cute little cartoon, like I went to this, I went to that, like bam, tag you guys. And
so then we'll plan it afterwards,
okay.
But well, since we haven't stopped talking and we just had to reset the camera, I have no idea when it stopped, but what do you feel like is a challenge or a footstep that you've had in your life that made you want to start drawing, other than since you were a kid? Like what's something that, because you said you get like a little bit angry and stuff like that, so like, if you don't mind just opening up a little,
Well, it kind of started in middle school, because I'll be honest, I don't know how to do math. So in math,
I don't like math either.
It's just, it was so hard. I don't know, my brain would just shut off in math. So to avoid boredom, I just started drawing. So I was just like, and the teachers would come over, take it, throw it away, and then I'd just be like, all right, I got another piece of paper, and I'll just keep drawing. Like, that was what got me through math. And I don't know, like, I could pay attention in all my other classes, but
you can do the math.
Yeah.
You can do the math. It takes too long sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you probably learn it faster than everyone else.
I don't think I was learning it at all.
Oh, okay. So this is just, you were just like, I'm totally bored. I don't want to do math.
It just didn't translate. Like, I tried. I know I tried at one point in the game, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't mathing. I don't know. The math wasn't mathing.
The math wasn't mathing.
It just wasn't happening. And I kept trying, and I guess I got discouraged super early on. So I was like, I gotta do something in class. So I started drawing, and that was really what got me through my math career. And I kept that because we keep math. So, and yeah, every math class, if I was stuck, which I usually was, I would just draw. And I didn't get a sketchbook until like high school or something, because I wasn't sure I was going to be an artist. I just knew I wanted to draw.
Have you showed Koi Boy doing math and struggling with it?
No, but it's going to be an episode.
Oh, it's going to be? Yeah. You haven't, no, spoiler alert, but that's...
I'm going to have to write that.
Okay, so not a spoiler alert. We have no idea. We had no idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Or maybe he'll be better at it than me.
You make him super, super smart.
Big brain. But
I think I only got to the second or third one, but I mean, he was sitting down, and maybe we can like show this webtoon, and like, because it's 4 panels, right?
Yeah.
So we could probably show a 4-panel thing.
Like,
He's sitting there. They bring the food. the food, opens it, and it's fish.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the fish looks at him, and he's just kind of like,
"What's not for dinner?" Yeah. He's like, "I'm pretty sure this is something I am."
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And that plate of salmon actually comes back a couple of times.
Oh no!
Yeah, so,
I need to read more. I need to
yeah.
read more. Apparently,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So you have reoccurring themes
yeah.
and characters, and you're building this. I mean, you know, this is how Snoopy and Charlie Brown were made. This is how, you know, Garfield, Hello Kitty. You know, like these are all these like.
Crazy.
I mean, Pusheen, I think too.
Oh, yes.
But Pusheen was like the little Facebook thing. I think.
I don't know how Pusheen started. Like, I know it started on a platform, but I don't know.
I think Pusheen was made like to use as like an emote and like Facebook Messenger, and I think that Pusheen was just cute, and then the creator was just like, yeah, put more Pusheen stuff, and now there's like
cat. I love it. It's so cute.
All the plushies. There's a cinnamon roll.
I think I have cinnamon rolls. Someone gave me it. I'm so grateful.
That's a nice plushie. Yeah, that was a nice one.
And I like Carol P, the frog.
From
Sanrio.
Sanrio,
Like
yeah.
I love the frog too. Oh my god.
We have some stuff. I'll show you.
I'm gonna have to go check. Yeah, but one of my art teachers told me something interesting. I told him, because you know in high school they'll give you like the your report card from your homeroom teacher, and be like, all right, you're gonna have to look into this one. So he gave me my report card, and he was like, oh, you know, he was pretty lax about it, but he was like, yeah, math is struggling. I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna be struggling because I'm always struggling in math. And he said, well, you want to be an artist now, right? I'm like, I do. I think so. And he's like, one of the great things about being an artist is you don't really have to worry too much about your grades. And obviously you should still try, but when I heard that, I was like, oh, like, not like I can be stupid, but like I don't have to be super smart to know how to draw. And that stuck with me through the years because I don't know why I thought academics was what I needed for everything, and sometimes it's different, you know? Every situation is different, and there are cases where you need like math and this and that, but for what I was doing, I wasn't going to use math all that much. Like, I haven't even mathed in a long time.
Yeah, right, you're probably for... I mean, maybe when you do your scheduling, simple adding minutes and time and stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, I've got a calculator on me, so if any scary math comes, then I can just do the calculation.
Which is on her phone at the end of the day.
It really helped hearing that.
So, so we've talked, there's some anime that are you a huge anime fan, anime watcher? What got you into anime?
I think it was middle school where I started really watching anime. People told me about it, like, oh, you should watch, like, you know, the Death Note. That was really big when I was in middle school.
It's a classic.
I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, the plot was cool. And I think one of the first ones I watched was Full Metal Alchemist and Soul Eater. Like, those were... And Death Note. Those were, like, the first ones I watched. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like, this was a new kind of media that I've never seen. I only saw, like, reality TV shows and all this. And I'm like, wow, people are trying to make, like, these animations. I'm like, wow. And I think one of my favorite animes from back then that I still watch, like, from time to time is Lucky Star.
I have a friend who likes Lucky Star.
Lucky Star. It's so cute.
Lucky Star. I saw, I think, when opening played, because we played, like, the music. And so I saw it, and it looked a little bit, like, goofy, wild out there, like how some of, like, the really funny animes are. And, that one's a good one. What else? So, Lucky Star, Death Note.
From the earlier times, I can't really remember too much. But, like, recent years... I've watched My Hero, I've watched Haikyuu, Dr. Stone, I love, severely underrated.
I need to get in Dr. Stone.
You haven't watched Dr. Stone?
No, because like, the thing is, like, everyone always shops here asks me, like, hey, you want to watch this? I'm like, I have to watch, like, the newest stuff. Because, like, I have to watch what's, like, we're gonna be selling and things like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We both just watched the camera shut off on us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it the rain? Is that the problem?
No, it's not the rain. I don't. So we had it. We set the camera to do. And I'll just put more of your art on screen again.
Okay.
We set the camera to do like 2-hour-long filming, but the quality was reduced.
Oh no.
So I think what's happening again is that it can only record for, I'm assuming for that camera is 30-minute intervals.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so I'll probably turn it on in a second. This gives us some more time to look at some art.
Yeah.
Because I just have to press 2 buttons.
No problem. Oh.
It's fully charged.
Oh, okay. So it's just falling asleep.
Yeah, and it like overheats, basically. And so, you know,
But,
I forgot to. Oh, you never noticed all the art. Yeah, so these are just the advertisement graphic design side of like the anime world, but.
Yeah,
So
I
you
watched this one. I watched Gundam.
you love Gundam?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Gundam fan. Yeah.
Have you watched? I mean, it's not really like an anime, but have you watched Voltron?
It's old. No, it is an anime. That's Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Voltron is Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you watched the new one? Well, not the new one, but the 2017
That's on Netflix.
one? Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. No, I haven't seen
You
it.
should. It's really
So no, Ultraman is good too.
Oh, yes.
You like Ultraman?
Yes.
We have a lot of Ultraman stuff over there.
That's so cool.
We even have like the little TV sets.
Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder was loud. We have some of like the figures from like the TV sets.
That's
It's
so
pretty cool. Yeah.
I actually had an episode of Koi Boy where he got suited up, but it was just his imagination. He was like in cardboard, like in boxes, but he pictured himself as like.
If you get the Gundam community, and someone will probably paint one of the Gundams like Koi.
That'd be so cute.
Koi Boy.
That'd be so cute. But,
So that's some of the anime that you've been into, and then you've been watching some of the new stuff lately.
Yeah.
But obviously you're drawing more than you're watching.
Yes,
I'm assuming. Yeah.
I've recently realized that I didn't have as much time to watch but that's my own fault. Like I could make a lot more, like in the week, if I really like took a week and just like did like 6 chapters, then I'd have like for maybe like 3 weeks of chapters, and then I'd have time to chill. But I sometimes slack, and I'm like, I gotta keep going. But I never really like get too far behind. I usually have a really good schedule. So.
Do you think that Koi Boy will you age him? Will you make him older as time comes on?
I feel like if he were to go through any of those significant changes, it would be like a spin-off or something.
Oh,
but like this main series would just be him and his exploits and stuff.
As he is Koi Boy.
Yeah.
So not Koi Teen.
No, Koi Teen or Koi Man.
Koi Man, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably be like later down the line when you can write.
Yeah.
And now it's like only for the adults.
Yeah.
It's
like an older version. But I did think of a spin-off for if he was human. Like I did think of making one of those. I just had to figure out how much time I would have.
Well, he was the fish that turned to a boy.
Like this sort of humanoid thing. But
Right.
But in that spin-off, he would be a koi fish. Like instead of being whatever he is, he was more specific, because when he wished to walk on land, like the shooting star gave him the bare minimum to like survive, like maybe a set of lungs and like some legs. But if he had wished to be human, he would be human, and that would be the spin-off. So I was thinking
so he's a magical koi boy forever.
Yeah,
I see. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So.
Have you put him? Well, you said you put him in something like Gundam. Is there like any other media that you grew up on, like cartoon wise, like?
Yeah, like very early on, I definitely watched Arthur. I definitely watched Clifford. Growing up, obviously The Simpsons.
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny. I still watch it. There's a lot of new ones that are still hilarious. Like I don't know who's writing it, but
They just announced in their new season they're gonna give away the secret of how they can future tell. So that they're gonna explain how they've they got it so good.
Oh, but yeah, because they like predict things and it's crazy. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I also, weirdly, I don't know if you ever, because I didn't grow up with cable TV, I just grew up with like.
No, I didn't grow up with cable either.
Okay, so you know Ion?
Yes, Ion Television.
Okay, Ion Kids had like some fire kid shows and like animations and drawings and things like that. PBS Kids.
Yes, PBS Kids.
I mean, like these, but like, and like, you know, you look at these cartoon stuff and like, I didn't think about this till later on. Mm-hmm. Like that's, like, people spent like their life making this cartoon and like now they're like good. They made all this money from television, you know. Yeah. I mean, it's literally, it's so insane, all the like animation that's out there and like the media that exists, cartoons that are just for kids. Yeah. But they can be even pretty cool, like Jane and the Dragon.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, Jane and the Dragon. Exactly.
My mom loves. I would watch it with my mom. It was great.
That's what I mean. That's how good the animation was. It was very like, it wasn't like weird. It was very nice. It was
cool. It was like, I don't know what it is, but something about it was just like, wow, it was so.
It was very magical.
Yes, and like the time period it took in, it was like really cool. Yeah. You don't get too much of that, and the dragon, obviously, so great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the shows on there are really, really good. Yeah. Like in the sense of.
They have Pekala. I love Pekala.
Oh, Pekala's the
penguin.
The penguin.
He's like a square, and they're like, oh, they're square. I'm like, I loved Pekala.
Dude, that was a crazy show.
What?
I mean, like, in a sense of, like, you know, the people who were drawing that had to be doing something off the animation studio. Yeah, like, that was wild.
It was so cool. Like, and then you had Babar, the elephant, and there was a lot on that channel.
So because Ion, I felt like had a lot of, actually, it felt like it had a lot of, like, European shows that were aimed. So it was very interesting. I think even Peppa the Pig was on there once.
Oh my God, Peppa!
Yeah.
Oh, Peppa.
But then they took it off, obviously, because you know, that's like England's bread and butter.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense. They want her.
But yeah, I think that's the one where like it's the math show actually.
Oh, Cyber
Chase. Yeah.
I love Cyber Chase. I don't know. I learned math through that. They taught fractions in one episode.
Well, that's the only way
blew my mind.
I'm probably just gonna rewatch it to learn math.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll go back and watch that one. The way they taught fractions was insane. Like, obviously, all of us have been taught fractions like a bunch of times, and it just never stuck. But that episode, I was just like, I can see now. Like, it was so amazing. I wish they kept it going and did like they were older and they're doing trigonometry now, so I could learn how to do trig. That would be cool.
Oh, see, that's what I mean by doing the Troy Boy thing.
Yeah.
Not Troy Boy, Coy Boy. I don't know why I say Troy Boy.
That's okay. Maybe he'll
I think I was just watching too much Greek stuff yesterday about the Trojan horse, and I'm stuck on Troy, the place. Ugh.
Maybe he'll go.
yeah, and I'm thinking of like, because you know what? No, there's like I researched like a statue for one of my art classes, and there's like, it's called that.
Oh,
so
that's
yeah.
cool.
But that's pretty interesting. You know, the media that's also you watch and generalize. Have you always lived in Florida?
Huh?
Have you always lived here in Florida?
Yeah, I've always lived in Florida. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I think there's a style that pertains to that. Then, you know, like there's like that personality you get from being here. It comes out. I think it shows in your work.
Yeah.
'Cause I think there's relatable things. Like if you're a small artist from like New York or California, like you'll really relate to the people where you're from.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you probably don't even notice it in your work. Yeah, you're just writing it, you know, and that's probably why I feel like probably most of the demographic, well, at least probably that can relate to it. There might be like a demographic because they might do it towards, you know, area where you're in. So this is probably like most of the demographic is Floridians.
I don't know if Webtoon I think shows you, but I know Instagram shows you your demographic. And I'm seeing a lot of I think there's Mexico, so I'm like, wow, people are reading Koi Boy in Mexico, and then what else is there? There's New York, so I'm like, wow, cool, and I think there was Peru, and I was like, wow, people in Peru. There's someone in Peru that has the equivalent. So cool.
They read it in English, or you got it translated?
The story?
Yeah.
Well, I try to use as little bit of words as possible, just so people can read it. I should probably mention this, but one of my core inspirations was I don't know if you know the book Owly.
Owly.
By Andy Runtun.
No.
He's on Instagram. I literally reached out to him because I was this big. At my public library, he was having a reading, and that book changed everything for me. It's really cute. There's no words at all. It's just pictures, and so you have to kind of decipher what's happening. So I'm just like, oh my god, and he's going to the pond, and there's a bird in the pond. He's struggling, so he would help him out, and my family would be like, how do you? There's no words. And I'm like, yeah, but you can see what's happening. Like,
you can see what's happening, yeah. I wondered, there's probably a huge, big criticism against artists who don't put words.
I don't
Because then they just call it like a picture book.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, there's a lot of things going on. Yeah.
Like, I haven't run into that, thankfully.
Yeah.
But, sometimes I'll get people who, like, mothers, who come to me and say, they read it to their children. And I'm like, how are they reading it? So then I got someone to explain it, and they said, like, they would be like, oh, look, he's going to this. Like, and it kind of creates this scenario where even the child can read it for themselves. Because there's no words.
They can fill in the blank, and then even when the parents reading it, it's like a very, because it gives a unique interaction between parent and child. That's pretty cool.
And there's no, like, language barrier. So someone who doesn't speak English or doesn't know how to read or doesn't read very well can see it and understand what's happening. So what I try to do is I try to make every scenario, like, visible and understandable so that people can be like, oh my god,
The expressions were very good. The reason I brought up, like, and I only got to, like, the salmon one.
Yeah.
Like, his eyes were, like, you could tell he was, like, petrified
Yes,
that was under the dish.
It is my favorite thing to draw. Like, even when I'm feeling, like, sad or something, I'll go draw and I'll put his little face and I'm like, it just brings me that joy, like, because I know that's what's going to determine how he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's going to translate to anyone reading, because it's like, he looks, like, very happy, and so he's happy in this situation. Or even if it's, like, a weird situation, he's, like, expressing maybe another expression, and, like, okay, the situation's fine for him. Like, he doesn't mind what's happening, or he's okay, and it's so cool to see that just something as simple as, like, an expression can create scenario or, like,
and body language too that you can draw with the character.
And it's just little things.
The limited amount of movement you can do with a body that's so tiny, but it works. It's really interesting. It's pretty cool. So, and you just have your storybook planner and your iPad. That's it.
I didn't bring the little, like, I have a little, like, pillow thing for the iPad, and that's how I draw. Like,
but I mean more of like that's it you use. Like you create this entire comic using those three things. Yeah. Insane. That's insane. No, it's insane. It's actually insane. That's pretty cool. So like, and you just you're like, you know what? I just go on my tablet. I write it in my book, and then you write it in your plan. Like that's it. You could easily travel anywhere with that.
Yes,
which is interesting.
I wanted to keep it minimalistic. I know there's a lot of, like, cooler equipment that you can use, that you have a whole desk and, like, all these things, but I like being organized and stuff and never losing things, so I wanted to see how I could make something like this work with, like, a limited amount of things. And also, if I tell people and they ask me what I use, like, a tablet's kind of expensive, so you have to save up for that, but you can get to this point, and you can get to my point, and you can get to, Webtoon Originals points with these three things.
Do you see, exactly. Do you see yourself, getting to that point to be like, you know what, I can travel? Do you want to, like, travel the world and just, because, you could, if you create physical content for Koi Boy, and then if you create like another story, and
Yeah.
you could travel selling it and still writing it, because I see a lot of vendors like they're always drawing behind the booth.
Yeah, at the booth, I'm just like, whoa, cool! It's really cool to see it in action. I definitely want to do a con, if not at the end of the year, the beginning of the next year. Like I'm. It's not like I'm in the preparation stage, but I'm definitely like preparing to be in the preparation stage.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So, because I would like to meet, and then when I tell the people, oh, I'm gonna be at the con, like I'll see you there, like that interaction of seeing that person who actually reads it, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just cry, and then and I would like to travel to the other conventions and stuff, or just travel in general. I haven't really traveled that much. I do want to travel.
Yeah, I think maybe publishing like a volume. So like as you create it, you can polish these volumes, and then you can grow and that'll give you more money and more time to create more, because then you won't have to. You could just spend all your time doing it. So do you only do this, or do you have an outside job?
Yeah, I did commissions for a little while, but right now I don't have a job necessarily. I'm with my mom, but I'm thinking of getting either a part-time job or really just jumping on.
How old are you?
25.
Oh, you're 25. Oh wow. Okay, cool. So this craft has been. That's what I meant. It's been solidified. Yeah.
So
that's cool.
But I feel like only up until recently I discovered like I had this sort of style. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to draw.
Right.
Like when you draw, you're like, oh, I can draw, but what do I want to draw?
At least it hit.
Yeah.
At least it hit, because like for some people it doesn't hit, and like that's what I mean. Like you solidified yourself. You're like, I know my art style. So like that's really unique.
I honestly thought I would never get to that point, because I remember struggling with that for years. Like I'm like, oh my god, everyone has a style, and like I don't. But I like to draw, so maybe I'll find it eventually. If not, I don't know. But it does come to you, I think, if you keep trying.
It will come. I think if anyone's nervous about starting, I mean, Raphaella has no excuse. Like she has 3 things and 15,000 readers constantly on Webtoon and 700 followers on Instagram. Like this is a really great, awesome, cool thing. I think we've hit an hour. We don't want to burn the camera here. Yeah. I tell everyone I want them on again, because we're going to redo the studio.
Okay.
At least just the podcast section part.
Yeah.
So I do want to have you on again. Like I said, we'll talk some other business ideas after this.
I was happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you came. You made it before that rain.
I know what I'm going to do now. I don't have an umbrella.
you could shop till it goes away. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the subscription button, notification bell, and at the end of this month, remember we have Jeremy Lee coming. So if you want to get an autograph signed by Jeremy Lee for any of the beautiful characters that she voiced, come and join us. It's $5 for each day, $100 for each VIP session. Again, this was MochiFishi. I wanted to say Koi Boy. That's why I want to say. Well, the creator of Koi Boy, MochiFishi, and face reveal. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.